because this sounds absolutely amazing. And, how did you guys do this? Okay, that's really cool. By the way, we're just on your first EP, so you better pack a lunch,
Right.
They're just absolutely incredible. And, the actual music itself is always spot on. They're such good writers. I could listen to their stuff front to back, and it's just always quality, and I try not to go overboard with them, but they're one of those bands that, I honestly have to thank, Bonesy for exposing me to, because they are such a band that I've come to love. And I just be, anybody who can, sit down and be like, hey, what are you listening to right now? I could be like, they're in my top 5 that I rattle off that, like, you got to listen to. So awesome stuff.
Right on. So next up, we have a band called, they're called Upside Down. They're from Madrid, Spain. And the song's called Never Forget. Dig this.
Maybe when I was younger, I just took care for your scars, But now I just love of them.
Right on. That was Upside Down and Never Forget. I'll tweet that in a second. But what a great tune. And they're from Madrid, Spain. And yeah, they did sound like a 90s kind of alternative kind of pop rock band. But great tune. Very catchy. Very kind of surf the sand. Great tune.
Yeah, for me, what was really cool about that was just how heavy it was. So it kind of had that. The way that I would describe that, if I was sitting in the pub with some friends and they said, "Oh, tell me about this band," I would say, if you imagine, right, you've got bands like Blink-182 that started mid-90s,
right,
and bands like Black Flag that started early 80s. Imagine if they both started somewhere in between. So say beginning of the 90s, let's say, right, Black Flag and Blink-182 started, and they just happened to be, in that era rather than, 15 years apart. And imagine if Blink-182 started sounding like the Blink-182 that we know, but they went on tour with Black Flag and got punched in the face by Henry Rollins. That's what they would sound like now. They wouldn't have turned into Blink-182, they would have turned into these guys, because they sound angry, and I like that. that snare drum was man, that guy's got issues. That was brilliant. That's all I can say. It's brilliant.
Yeah, that was, as soon as that came on, I was like, awesomeness. I'm like, this has, and actually what it reminded me of, the way that the drums and everything were mixed, it almost reminded me of a band called Strung Out, which is they're kind of a punk band, but they are like, I think I got to meet them once when I went to go and see them. And I think they said one of their influences, or one of their dream bands to open for was Megadeth. And if you listen to their stuff, it's punk, but it's like, you could tell it's Megadeth influence. And as soon as I heard this right off the bat, I was like, whoa, these guys have a lot of power behind them. Holy crap. And they were just awesome. And I can't get over the vocalist having such a SoCal tone to his voice. I don't know where he gets it from. And again, I don't want to sound totally ignorant and disrespectful at all. It's just that is such the accent that he has is just almost so Americanized in vocal expression that I can't imagine, like how he's just has it like so perfect. I don't know. Maybe I'm ignorant to it, and I don't want to offend, but man, that was an amazing vocal. I mean, I thought it was great. It was such a great punk song. It was, I want to say punk, but it wasn't really punk. It was just, it was just fantastic. It was great.
Right on. So next up is a band. The singer will be joining us next weekend on NMS at 8 p.m. Eastern our time, and at 12 p.m. her time the next day. She's in Australia. It's a band called She Was Loud. It's off their new EP. This one's called You Know It's Wrong. We'll be talking to Jess next weekend at 8 p.m. Eastern our time and 12 p.m. her time Sunday afternoon. Dig this. She Was Loud. You Know It's Wrong.
There's wish you would be my song. Here today, my heart is hanging on. I hope you wanna stay. You're breaking my heart this way, and deep down you know it's wrong. I hope you wanna stay. You're breaking my heart this way, and deep down you know it's wrong. I hope you wanna stay. You're breaking my heart this way, and deep down you know it's wrong.
She was loud with "You Know It's Wrong." That was one of the mellower tunes off their new EP, but a great tune nonetheless. Like, I really dig the sound, and like I said, we'll be talking to Jess next Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Sunday her time, so it'll be very cool. And this will be the first time I read the band, because I interviewed Diz about a couple of years ago, but it was a lot of fun, so it should be a great time. But otherwise, great tune, really mellow, but really tripped out and cool.
Yeah, I really did. It kind of had, it almost reminded me of Dread Zone in a weird way, that kind of dub reggae thing, even though it wasn't really that. The other thing it reminded me of, which I really hope they take as a compliment, because it's fully intended as a compliment, but a band that I once covered one of their songs in a previous band I was in. And I say band, they were kind of a pop group, but if you remember Savage Garden.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Which no one, good. I'm glad you reacted like that, because no one likes them over here, right? Savage Garden are really good. We did a great cover of Affirmation in my last band. No, in fact, a band I was in years ago. But there's something about his voice that's got that kind of vibe, and I mean that in absolutely the complimentary way. So if they're listening and they don't like Savage Garden, don't take it the wrong way. But that guy's got a really cool voice. I think his name was Darren Hayes. He's got a really cool voice, and it's really chilled and kind of sits really nicely, whether or not you like their music. And it had a little bit of that with a little bit of the kind of almost kind of bordering on dub reggae and Dread Zone stuff. It was chilled. It was cool. And then he kind of did these little high note things. You go, oh, I like that. It really took you somewhere. I was just like, that is so cool. So I'm looking forward to chatting next week. I think that's going to be a really cool show. And yeah, I'm really, really enjoying that.
Yeah, I was into it too, and it did have a lot of while it was a little bit mellower, it had a lot in there, and the vocals were fantastic. I think that was definitely one of the things that shined out throughout the entire thing, and it was cool. It had a lot to it, and I'm looking forward to hearing the other stuff. The fact that that's one of the more mellower tunes that's on the EP, I'd love to hear what the heavier stuff sounds like, and crack that open a little bit, and see what else we got going on.
Right on. So next up is a brand new single by a band called the Marbles Jackson. This one's called 10 Million Suns, and I did interview them a few years ago. Very cool, and their last album was very tripped out, so the next little bit of stuff is going to be the same way, so dig this. This is the Marbles Jackson, 10 Million Suns. Dig this.